Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to St. Louis, or at least welcome to St. Louis via video, as the Hawks get ready for a great weekend, a 5-game set here, courtesy of the Affton Americans, coordinating along with Chesterfield Falcons for a little showcase weekend with some old Central States rivals for your U18 Hawks as they come out to pay tribute to Colin Brown, his family, his organization, and match up here with the 7th-ranked Chesterfield Falcons and the 22nd-ranked Affton Americans. So some great hockey anticipated here as we have a little bit of hiccup as the first hiccup in the system starts with Hawks thinking it was a 10:30 start, and it really was a 10 o'clock start. So Chesty's on the ice and ready to go, and Hawks are working their way out of the locker room here shortly for warm-up. So a little scheduling snafu as we were given dates and times by Affton, who put it together, and that obviously shifted a little bit on the Chesterfield schedule. So here we are, 10 o'clock, getting ready to drop the puck. All we need is some Littleton Hawks hitting the ice, and here we go. As out comes Colin Sexton as he has something on his skate that puts him down to the ice, and followed quickly by Owen Heersink, number 17. New numbers, guys, to pay attention to. So cut me a little slack as we get adjusted to finally getting the year's new jerseys. And you'll see some familiar names on this Chesterfield team as they have been together for a long time and have kept their association pretty well intact without a whole lot of shifting and movement, which is probably why they're ranked so high, as they just know each other well, play a good, hard, physical brand of hockey, and consequently, Hawks are going to have to come to play. And I think the first thing that coaches have centered in on leading up to this weekend and every future game from here is getting off to a good start. And that means showing up and ready to go on time. So the 10 o'clock half-hour cut into the warm-up, probably not what they were planning for getting the team ready to go. But as you guys all know, coming to play on time is a mental thing, not a physical thing. It's just about mentally having your brain ready, as we'll see players get out and start to move their legs and get moving here. So new numbers and a new player on the ice. Thankfully for everyone, Mr. Blake Bell, making his first appearance of the year after his broken toe situation has evolved into the pin procedure and finally having that pin removed this week. And he's back and moving well, says he feels good. Talking to him about practice, he said he was feeling good on the ice, no pain. Everything feels nice and stable. So excited to see things get going here as everybody gets to the ice. Starting to warm up. Chesterfield, led in their lineup by Big Jacob Briggs, who we've known for a long time, Drake Durko, Alex Kaber, Colton Knopp. Yes. Yep, it's just LHA U18 AA. And so a lot of familiar names, Kreikmeyer, Joseph Papilo, Shapovalov, sorry. See, I even still get, all these years later, Shapovalov's name just can't roll off the tongue. But Daniel, number 3, big player to watch for the Falcons. But very, very solid hockey team, and should be a really good test for the Hawks this weekend, matching up with these two clubs. In goal, we're used to seeing Miles Lappin, although you also will see Aaron Tinker. So we'll see who hits the pipes. I see Lappin warming up now, but Tinker's right off to the side. So we'll see who we get today. I am on my lonesome on camera and paperwork and commentary. So bear with me, and hopefully it's a good weekend of me not messing up too much on the camera work. So the Hawks get into their warm-up. Players starting to get a little bit more focused here, and 2:55 left on the clock here. So Hawks also have been off the ice for a couple of weeks as far as games anyway. So this will be a nice return to game action, which the players have really missing. Talking to B-Rob and a few others today, they're like, man, it feels like forever since we were on the ice playing a meaningful game. So you definitely got that coming, as players are going to have to hit the ice here, moving fast and ready to play a really hard, physical Central States brand of hockey. For those of you that have been associated with Central States for all the years that we were in, you know how this is rough and tumble land, especially here in St. Louis. We've had our history with this team, not necessarily in a positive light in past years, with a number of injuries, etc., on just some hard-hitting hockey and maybe even a few borderline dirty hits. So keep your head up, boys, and be ready, because you know what's coming. I doubt Chesterfield has changed their brand of hockey significantly, as the coaching staff has been around forever. And so their head coach has a certain mentality, and the Hawks will have to be mindful of that. So here we go as things get moving. Minute 35 left. And the Hawks will be ready to roll here against the Falcons. New numbers to pay attention to for you parents out there at home that have changed. Tyson Spone's now wearing 22. Carmichael wearing 89. Robertson, B-Rob, 71. Ripley switching up to 10. Nate Cardenas is 29. Sexton, number 7. Heersink has moved to 17. Carter Ray is swapped out for 14. So a little bit of shifting, and I'll try to keep up the pace on that and keep you guys informed. There's also going to be a few line changes in the forwards, as we'll be moving things around a little bit. So you'll notice some players starting out with different groupings, and coaches had a little conversation about moving things around, and that's what Coach Lee was planning after Michigan. He wanted to keep the lines together through the Michigan trip, but he fully anticipated moving some things around, and he is true to his word here in St. Louis, as we'll see some different forward lines to see what kind of offensive punch players can find with a few new groupings. So pretty excited for hockey here on a Friday morning in St. Louis, as we're at the beautiful Maryville University rink on the Mike Shanahan side, which is always a enjoyable rink to both broadcast as well as play on. Great viewing for us fans, as Chesterfield has turned out a pretty large crowd for club hockey standards on a Friday morning. And Hawks fans we're anticipating 10:30. So of course, nobody on our side of the ice at this time. But we've got players, we've got coaches, and we've got video, so we're ready to go. "17 minutes on the clock." I anticipate an ice make if we go by Central State's scheduling at halfway through the second period. So there'll probably be an 8.5-minute second period in 2 halves with an ice make in the middle, but we'll see as we get to that point. Please let me know if you are not getting reception or not getting the broadcast clearly, but I surely hope it's coming through nicely for everyone at home who's able to tune in. I'm excited to see what the Hawks can do. All right. So Hawks are going to come out right away with Fabrizio and Heersink on the back end, and it's going to be Mahalik, Sexton, and Robertson leading the charge up front, as there's one of your first new lines get used to. And Chesty counters with their opening lineup as well. Refs at center ice. And we are looking ready to play as the boys step in. Mahalik for the face-off. Lined up and ready to go. We're playing hockey in St. Louis as the puck comes near side onto the stick of Fabrizio. Flip through the middle, misses Mahalik, and that'll be icing at 16:52. And we'll take it all the way down to the Hawk zone. Defensive zone face-off, and there's Blake Bell in the pipes for the first time this year. Puck on the near side, kicked loose, controlled on the back end by Mahalik, who reverses out of one, plays it off to the near side. Flutter pass through the middle, doesn't get out of the zone, but then forced up and out by B-Rob, chopped back in off sides by the Chesterfield Falcons, and we'll go all the way down and start it up in the other end. Oh, we'll call it center ice. Oh, he cut him some slack. It's early, first part of the year. So Chesty player is going to say unaware that the man was offside. So we'll get a fresh line out as Oxenrider comes out. Oxy's playing with Missick and Ripley, which also a heavy line there with Ripley out and Oxenrider driving. Skill of Missick. Should be interesting to see how this grouping pairs up. Still no shots on goal as the teams are absolutely in a feeling out period without question here. Refs getting things squared away. And off we go. Puck chipped loose and thrown ahead. Back down deep in the zone off the stick of Ripley. Goes into the far corner. Oxy tries to send it off for Rips. Picked off, but then good support from Missick. Flips that up in the air behind the net off the glass. Wheeled around by Chesterfield on the far side. Chopped down. Chesty able to get it up and out to the blue line. Good defense there by Oxenrider. Chesterfield ends up floating that in deep. Stick to side there by Bell off to the near side boards. Missick tries to backhand one loose. Ends up on a Chesterfield stick. Breaking down in low. Chopped at as Chesterfield gets in close. Heersink was ready to play that out to the corner, and Chesterfield ended up chopping one on net, but the net came off its moorings, and that ends up with a whistle and a stoppage. The Hawks will face another neutral zone face-off for the Mahalik line. Or excuse me, defensive zone face-off for the Mahalik line. Ref having a conversation, I guess, with Chesterfield, so we'll hang tight. And players getting tossed off the ice for improper equipment. As Ewing not very happy, and he had to go to the locker room for something. Puck is down, here we go. Coming around the near side board's got to get out there. On his horse was Halder, who came out with Mahalik and Sexton. Right now, though, back in behind the Hawks end. Briggs battling. He gets that loose. Sexton able to pick it off. Gets it free. Mahalik to Sexton. Back off on the near side. Backhanded in deep by Halder. Down low. Sexton in on hard on the forecheck. But banged loose, and Briggs floats a little pass out to the neutral zone. Dumped in deep, but picked off by Ostad and sent ahead. Sexton back on. Tries to cut middle. Goes far side Pollen. Will with it. Gives it off. Sexton tries to snap a shot. Deflected up in the air to the near side corner. Still nothing on net for either netminder. Battling on the near side boards. Pushing through. Mahalik ends up flipping ahead. Goes all the way down ice. No icing as it's waved off to the fleet feet of the Falcons forward. Briggs trying to walk it out on the far side. Big body. Challenge there by Sexton. Now back up high. Puck goes down in deep and around the boards. Near side Will Pollen. Battles with Briggs. Gets bodied up. Puck support there from Mahalik, but back loose for Chesterfield. Shot towards the net, save made by Bell. As he kicks that one out on their side, played out of the zone by the Hawks. And you can see what Chesterfield likes to do. They like to play heavy, which means they want to get on the forecheck. There's a quick steal and throwing out high, looking for the cutter, driving the net, blocked off the leg there of Ostad. Another shot save made by Bell. Then it goes to the far side. Stepping underneath, that was Cardenas. He gets it loose, and good body position by Spohn gets it back out to center ice, but he can't control. Regrouping here for Chesterfield, as now we have some more free skating action with no whistles. Taylor back, absorbs hit, but gets the puck free. Ostad cleans it up. And he'll ice that all the way down to get a line change at 13:58 here of the first period. So you can see Chesterfield's forecheck pressure. Hawks need to have their heads up and be mindful to make the smart play. Keep it out wide. Don't let them get pucks down the middle. One back again by Chesterfield, thrown down low, wide of the cage, out to the near side boards. Flipped up by Spohn, then chopped down, knocked free. Chesterfield tries to pull it loose, and they do. Watts goes to the far side. Quick shot down low, blocked off by the Hawks, and now pushing ahead. Good back-checking work by Chesterfield. They take it away. Wilcoff comes off to the near side. He works it down the boards. Carter Ray tried to control that. What a save made off the mask there of Blake Bell from the short side angle. That just shows you the kind of hands you can see on some of these Chesterfield players like Wilcoff. Shot wide of Bell, no deflection, able to get through. There's a little bit of room. Hawks challenging their own end. Now we got a whistle. And a first penalty call, or did that go up in the bench? Nope, I think it just might have gone up in the bench, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off outside the zone at 13:12 of the period. Hawks maybe ought to take a visit to that far end of the ice, unless they're just trying to freeze out the Chesterfield goalie by giving all this time in our own zone for the Falcons. So here's a chance as the Hawks move up. On the stick of Heersink, back off Mahalik, though, a driven middle. Now he's got to hustle over, gets a stick on it. Knocked loose by Chesty. Mahalik will battle back, kicks it around the defender, fights through, walking in is B-Rob. Cross shot! What a save! Mahalik backhand save! Wow, that looked like a sure goal. What a kick save by the netminder, as B-Rob made a beautiful pass across to Sexton. Sexton can't believe that didn't go, but an incredible kick save from the netminder. And find a little bit of an offensive surge from the Hawks. As he just barely got a piece, and Mahalik came through and almost got the backhand through the 5-hole. Good offensive zone pressure as the Hawks wake up. Out front, banged out by Mahalik, but wide. Back off to the near side. Chesterfield takes it, goes hard off the boards, and ahead down ice for what should be an icing. Get fresh bodies out, but a good offensive zone possession there for the Hawks after what had been about 4 minutes of pure Chesterfield all day. So Hawks waking up, getting to the ice, plus a little adjustment for these new lines as well. As Oxenrider will be back out with Nissick and Ripley. Puck goes down. Chesterfield again with another draw win. Far side, Ripley sweeps through, knocks it free. Oxy can't control, comes loose onto the near side. Back in behind the net, played off the backhand by Bell around the far side boards. Ripley pins his man. Shot deflected free, ends up on the stick of Missick. Missick working through the middle, flips that one deep corner. Ripley on it. He slides through. Missick in support, comes up with the puck. He'll wait. Slides one out for Oxenrider in the skates. Good control by Octi. He'll get it back low. Some room for Ripley to work. He overskates, and down comes Missick in support. Near side Missick, hands off. Oxenrider, he'll go point. Fabrizio's shot. Another block off of a skate, and out quickly come the Falcons as they go wide. Back through the middle. Good read and a pickoff, and Heersink should be able to break. He pushes up. He swings wide. Snaps a shot. Pad save, kicked way out, comes all the way out to center ice. Will Paulin there, fans on the first pass, chipped in off sides, and he touches it And it'll go all the way down, or should, as Masson did not see I think that the puck went out of the zone, came back in as he had his back to the puck. So now puck moved back in deep. Chesterfield right back on the forecheck. Played off the near side of the net. Hawks through the middle. Tied up is Mahalik. Puck is loose out on the far side board. Chesterfield back on it. Hawks doing a good job now of physically getting engaged and getting bodies on players, taking away time and space, which is important on this team. Taylor gets that ahead, but Chesterfield rockets it right back in deep again. Deflected, so not icing as he was on the other side of the red line. Near side, Ash Halder couldn't control. He steps into Kaber. Puck loose. Halder, though, knocks it free for Ewing. Ewing wants to go down low. Good step across defensively by Taylor. Then a whip of a shot. Big save by Bell as he flans out. Gets that leg out. Pushes that puck loose. Another shot blocked off a leg. Far side boards. Challenged in. Good hit there. And another point-blank shot on Bell. Loose in behind. Bodies up high. Falcons try to go out front again. Hawks finally peel it loose on the stick of Halder. Ash flips that up and in on net. 10:24 left in the period. Up in the offensive flow. Pushing up from the D spot was Taylor. He'll jump back. Hawks will pressure on the forecheck here is Carmichael. Puck goes out to the far side. Coming across, Carmichael puts the hit on Chesty and the puck comes in deep. Played up the near side boards. Briggs gets tied up nicely there by Spone. But back far side, Chesterfield does not want to waste time in transition. Let the Hawks get pressure with speed. So they are floating pucks out quickly. Hawks need to do the same. Good move through the neutral zone. Now there's room to skate, but thrown in off a body, and that allows for the clear. As Carmichael, he was off, and we'll get a whistle at 9:41. Face off outside the Hawks zone. But you can see the transition of the Falcons as they want to get up and down. And then once they get in, they want to lean on you in the offensive zone. Hawks doing a good job. Shots are 6-4 in favor of Chesterfield after the last flurry. Puck goes all the way down in the Chesterfield zone. Played off from behind, working up the boards with speed, coming hard, but smart play by Fabrizio as he fires that back in. Trying to center across there is Cardenas. He can as it's picked off by the fleet feet of the defenseman. But a turnover, able to be thrown back in by the Hawks. Hawks will change partially as Spone stays on to forecheck. He comes quickly. Supported now as B-Rob is on. Mahalik. And we'll wait to see Sexton whenever Spone makes the change. Good job by Fabrizio, pin in the corner. Mahalik pulls it loose, reverses back, backhands it up the boards for Spone. Spone flips it up and out. B-Rob will come on the D-man as he's hustling to put pressure. Good job tying him up. Play back, though, for Briggs as the D-man makes a good move to get the puck off his stick. Briggs goes up the far boards and dumps that off the backhand into the zone. Cross pass, stick to side there by Bell. Quick wrap by Briggs, fired high and wide. It's nothing fancy from Chesterfield. And that's why the Hawks get caught up in these games with them. Usually they're pretty low-scoring games. They play good defense, and then they just do bread and butter, smart plays in the zone, and it works. Kreichmeyer throws it deep. That's off the stick of Heersink. Heersink has it, though. Skates out and moves around to the near side. Heersink up the boards. Beats one. Comes middle. Fights through two, but knocked off his stick. Stick check centered. Nice pickup by Re-Rob. Throws it right back off. Wait, looks. Can't get the one-timer off there was Oxenrider. Good step up, though, to keep it in for Will Pollan. It's a forwards cover. Back off far side. Ripley now walks down. Rips, goes around one in behind the cage. Nobody on as there's partial change coming. He'll play that back for Oxy. Oxenrider back through. Good deflection for Ripley. Goes just wide of the cage. And up the boards it comes. Hawks knock it free at center ice. Good pickup by Missick. He goes through the legs, comes across, backhand low, just picked off by the stick. Up towards the point, but not out. What a pass on the backhand shot. Saved by Turpin. Excuse me. No, that's not Turpin in net today. I apologize. Wow, look at this action as the Hawks get a little bit of offensive zone pressure here, to say the least, from the Oxenrider line, and Ostad comes down to keep it in. Now a drive across. Missick wheels, backhand shot, save made easily with the stick there of Miles Lappin. Played up high, still not out, thrown on net, gloved by Lappin. He'll hold and get a whistle at 6:47 as the Hawks put on a flurry of pressure there. Shots now even at 7, but the scoreboard reads 0-0. Sexton's faceoff comes loose. Puck goes back in low. Taken by Sexton. Short side goes across, trying to find Cardenas, who's out now with them. Mahalik will have to see what's going on there. Not sure if he took a chip or got hit. He looks dinged up. Puck comes through the middle. Waddle goes far side. There's an opportunity. Nice save by Bell. Sharp on the angle. Chip back. Played around to the near side boards. Cardenas will come down to play it. Turns it over into the middle. Mason, though, taken back away by Taylor. Cardenas gets it up to center ice, or just outside the Hawks' blue line. His bodies come together. Falcons play it back. As the puck knocks loose, Carmichael's up, or excuse me, Spone throws that in. Now Carmichael, deep corner, goes after it, along with Cardenas. Well, we get a whistle as the puck gets deflected out of play at 5:47 of the first, still 0-0. And a face-off in the offensive zone for the Hawks. Face-off goes down for Ripley. He'll go back to the point. Piercing shot deflected down low. Good poke check. Boy, Lappin made a smart player. That would have been a goal on the backhand for Oxenrider. Cross-ice pass. Unable to come up as Fabrizio. Smartly backs off and chips it in low. Back in the corner, Missick gets pinned. Oxenrider comes in support. Missick tied up there as he's got 2 Chesterfield Falcons on him as he continues to try to fight through. Good support there from Oxenrider. He pulls it loose for Ripley. Ripley bodied up. Missick comes across. Missick far side boards, finds Rips down low. Rips tries to walk it in, goes back to Missick. He'll go high point. Missick gets the return, slips one man, walks through 2, off for Ripley, backhand towards the front. Couldn't find Oxenrider on the back end, but love the chemistry of that line as they get creative. Puck dumped in by Chesterfield, almost offsides, but instead room to work is Heersink. He gets poke checked though. Turnover, gets thrown back towards the middle. Good support from Fabrizio. Gets it free, and Cam sends it ahead. Quick shot blocked off a leg from Heersink. That stung, as that player does not like that feeling. Trying to throw it through the middle, gets caught up in skates. Never gets through for the cutting Sexton. Now back up high. Quick shot, whistles wide. That was a good look from the point for Fabrizio as Cam almost found the right edge. Puck back off the boards. Cam's up top. A lot of crowd in front. Goes cross ice. Waits. Heersink. Swings wide. Looks in. Fires. Save made by Lappin. I apologize. Didn't start the clock on that last one. I thought I hit it. But now we're down to 4:05 of the period. Puck controlled by Chesterfield, but a good stick there by the Hawks. Controls it in the offensive zone. Mahalik back on. Has to come out as he loses it. Flows it in deep. Just got onside, so it wasn't going to be icing all the way down. Puck through the middle. Taken away. Field for Mahalik. He's going to wait. Nope, he just walked in. Quick shot. off the man and up into the screen, out of play, as another save by Lappin. I thought he toe dragged that for the corner. 3:39. Another opportunity for the Hawks as they get things going. Lappin, such a solid netminder. Quick face-off win, and it just hops over the stick of Oxenrider after the shot from Ripley was turned aside by Lappin on the blocker. Now quickly ahead, Chesterfield backhand shot, then throwing back out front. Great slide across by Bell. Seeing where that puck was going, seeing it well. Swallows up the shot, no rebound. Face off for Spohn. He goes down. Play back again. Chesterfield winning the draws. Hawks need to turn that around a little bit. Back behind. Chesterfield plays it back off near corner. Peeled back, thrown out high, but through the middle. Nobody home. Puck will go down ice. Lappin will touch it off for his D-man. Challenged quickly there. Hawks come up on the forecheck. Cardenas. Nice stretch out by the Falcons. Falcons swing wide near side. Cloninger tries to go middle, deflects to Briggs. Briggs backhand wide on the short side. Out to the near side, Hawks come up with it. Fabrizio gets that one loose, and a good slide move by Carmichael. Gets it free, but off the stick of Spohn, unable to find that on the backhand. Spohn on the far side, though, picks up the turnover, walks out, fires a shot, blockered aside by the netminder. Cam throws it back in deep as Fabrizio goes deep corner for Cardenas. Cardenas can't quite get there. Hawks try and tie things up. Cardenas puts on some pressure. Tried to flip that out front looking for Carmichael, but he gets tied up by the big D-man. Carmichael comes back, finds it, but knocked loose by Chesty on the far boards. And Chesterfield will find some space here at 2:12, get it ahead to Briggs. Briggs knocked down by Fabrizio and taken away by Mahalik. He avoids the cutting slashes and drives middle, uses the body to get around two, trying to get back for Sexton. Almost finds him, but a good stick. Good strong on the puck move by Mahalik. He'll backhand that deep corner as he felt the man coming. Sexton's there to pick it up. Sexton goes off the boards to the point. Here's Sink, back for Sexton. He's got room, looks, fires low, and another nice save made by Lappin. Hawks looking to find a hole here in the defensive structure that is Miles Lappin. At 1:42 of the first period, it stays 0-0. Shots now 13-9 in favor of the Hawks. One back by Mahalik to Sexton. Sexton's shot chipped off a stick. Comes to the corner. Sexton straight in and on. Bodies the man up. Chesterfield watches that go to the point. Good job by Carter Ray to keep that in, but then taken away by Weisskopf. You got to watch his feet. Look out. You got numbers. Look out. Going across. Weisskopf backhand. Oh, what a kick save by Bell. High point right. He'll go off the far boards. That was a 2-on-1 that had goal written all over it. On the stick of Weisskopf. Hands up high. No call there. As Woolcott gets another stick in. Good job by Ripley. Pull it off in the corner. Hands that one off. Deal chip it up but not out. That should be kept in. Finally, the Hawks get it loose and out to center ice onto the stick of Ripley. Ripley will just float it deep corner with 52 seconds left here in the period. My clock's a little behind, so we're inside a minute. Bodied up on the D. Coming across. There's Woolcott. He still can't figure out how that goal didn't go in. And I'm with you, son, because offsides on Chesterfield. Now you see the Falcons starting to do what Falcons do, which is get after it in the offensive end. Missick hands that one off for Ripley. Ripley wants to go back across for Missick. Easy defensive position. As Falcons had 3 across. No numbers for the Hawks. 17 seconds left in the period as we get a whistle with 14.8 on the clock. We'll get an offensive zone face-off with hopefully just enough time to get one look at the net. Puck is down, played off the boards by the Falcons. They go ahead, gets knocked through to center ice and down. Ostad back to play it. He's got one man pressuring, turns it up off the boards for Missick. Missick should just get this floated out of the zone, and that should eat the period, and it does. As the first period comes to a close, good hockey up and down, and a 0-0 game. Shots 13-9 in favor of the Hawks. As we move on to the second period. Good morning, you guys. Sorry for the game. Obviously, the game time change was on Chesterfield's schedule, not the Affton schedule. So. We'll head to the second period. 0-0, but entertaining hockey at both ends, and Hawks with a number of chances during the course of that first period. And same for Chesterfield. Both netminders super solid in the net. Great to see Blake Bell back out playing again and moving well. B-Rob getting checked out on the bench. Not sure if that's just a conversation with coaches or if there was, it looks like they might have brought over a trainer to check him out as B-Rob's having a conversation. That looks like a non-Hawks representative over there chatting with him. So might be the trainer on the ice. But Hawks will be going left to right this period here in the second. So we'll get ready to go here. B-Rob being checked out, maybe a little head contact hit, I'm not sure. And we will be 8.5 minutes, as I suspected, so I'll correct that. Before the ice make. So we'll get an ice make here at the halfway point. As Auction Rider's line has been really good, finding each other and creative on looking for the right spots. Great defensive positioning by Chesterfield has minimized their opportunities, but they have been moving the puck well. And we're going to get going here as puck comes down, and we're into the second period of action. Shapovalov will float that to the deep corner. In behind Fabrizio, tries to hand that one back off. Good read, though, by Chesterfield as the Falcons take it and go high point. Down the boards, chipped around behind on the near side, or on the far side, excuse me, back up to the near side boards, taken away by Ripley. He'll float far side to Missick. Missick walks middle, fires, blocked off. Oxenrider there gets it taken off his stick, and Chesterfield going the other way. Good poke check by Missick, slows things up. And then Reed there on the near side by Ripley. Oh, just misses the stick of Oxy. And Puck's Karam come back out onto the stick of Spies, and he gets it ahead. Opportunity there is Fabrizio. Almost had his man slip him. Trying to go out front, cross ice. Good stick by the Hawks. Prevents that cross ice pass through the crease. Ripley goes around one man, and then Shapovalov gets a stick down on him. Good jump by Oxenrider to jump in. He wants to find Ripley and does. Ripley, short side shot. There you go. Ripley with a nice little forehand touch to the far post. And the Hawks get the first one to make it 1-0. Ripley from Oxenrider at 7:23 of the first half of the second period. Attaboy Rips, right back at it. Started the year on a torrid pace. He continues even after the 2-week layoff. The Hawks gain that lead, 1-0. Puck down in the skates. Good battle there through. Now Mahalik tries to tap it free and does. Gets it onto his stick. In the corner, he gets tied up with two D-men trying to pull it loose. Good puck support comes off the help there of Robertson, who's back out. So B-Rob back on the ice. Good to see. Papillo gets it down low. Taking on two. Nice job by Will Pollen. He picks the puck up, throws it up on the far side boards for Robertson. B-Rob comes back through the middle, pulling up is Sexton. B-Rob drives towards the net. Sexton gives way for Mahalik, who'll go down hard down the boards, but nobody there on the forecheck. Room for Chesterfield to get that loose, and they send it all the way out and down ice for icing. So we're actually at 6:37 here of the first half of the second period, and the Hawks have a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Mr. Chase Ripley. Carmichael take the draw here with Spohn and Cardenas flanking him. Cardenas battles for a puck. Good wheel maneuver by Chessie to get that free. Gets dumped back in the zone. Nate touches up. He gets knocked down by Briggs, not intentional. And the puck comes loose, taken away by the Hawks there at center ice, and then bodies come together as Spohn absorbs contact from Doman. Dumped in deep on the far side. Reels around to the near side, down the boards, good body position defensively by Taylor. And then Doman comes up, tries to keep it in briefly, then kicked out of the zone by Cardenas. Quickly moves it off for Spohn, who dumps it in deep corner. Near side boards, Cardenas bangs at it. Spohn on the body there. Love the way Tyson's playing this year. Cardenas battles, goes out on the far side. Chipped up and into the bench off the stick of Briggs. And we'll have a whistle at 5:40 of the first half of the second period. Puck will stay in the offensive zone for the Hawks. Ash Halder comes out with Mahalik and Sexton. Mahalik wins it forward, taken off by the Falcons as they get that puck up towards center ice. Thrown in deep corner. Falcons see it ricochet out far side. Mahalik tries to body the man off, ends up coming off a sticking out. Good undercut there, tripped down, no call's going to come. Still no penalties called in this game. Into the glove of Bell, he keeps it moving at 5:17. Comes around the near side. Fabrizio reverse for Halder on the far side. Halder battles through the check, but loses the puck. Mahalik there in support. Knocked free. Fabrizio finds room on the near side for Sexton. Sexton comes up through center ice, gains the blue line. Cross ice pass, though, deflected. And there's transition trying to come through the middle. Looking for Walkoff, who's down low with Fabrizio as they come together and behind the net. 4:50 here of the period. I'm a few seconds off on my clock. Back out front. Good job by Heersink to slip the man, goes around and works forward, tries to tap it through, gets it to himself. Nice diving stick by the Chesterfield Falcon. Cross ice pass finds Ripley looking for his second. Unsure, but Lappin, solid in his positioning, keeps it in the pads. Another opportunity for Ripley in close, and he'll take those all day. 4:30 left here in the first half of the second period. Then we'll get an ice make. Auction Riders face off, peeled off the glass by the Falcons, chopped at by Ostad, but controlled as Waddle tries to come up. Good sweeping stick there by Will Pollen, and then it gets fed off to the near side and down into the Chesterfield zone. Forecheck coming from Missick. Shapovalov skates away from his pressure. Tipped up off of a Hawk stick into the zone. Ripley takes a read and goes back to retrieve. Nice play through the middle for Oxenrider. Oxy gains the line, wants to go wide, then hands that one back off Missick. Well played off the skate. He'll reverse. Give that up down low for Oxenrider. Oxy picked off by two. Missick couldn't quite split the D. Puck gets chipped loose by the Falcons, but regained. Oxenrider, missed Ripley. Tries to take the shot. Chip towards the net, gets deflected down. Falcons played off to the near side and then up and out. Spies comes in on Ostad. Ostad reverses back behind his own cage and then comes out on the near side and rips that back around for Pollen. Pollen up the boards, has two on him. Tries to skate through, picked off by Spies, I believe. But Pollen stays in on the forecheck. Nicely done not to give up on the puck. Trusting his men to cover. And now here comes the coverage as Sexton. Look at that. That's another beautiful save by Bell. Then backhanded out of the crease. Oh my! As the Hawks dodge disaster there. And a beautiful save by Blake Bell. Back in behind the net. Waddle goes far side, rackets around and out onto the stick of Pollen. He chips that to the near side Ostad. He goes through the middle, misses one, finds Mahalik though fortuitously on the other side. But he reels and loses it off the stick. Good support from Pollen, gets it back. Puck bouncing on Mahalik. He absorbs contact as he dumps it in deep from Pupilo. Pupilo looking to try and break out. Good pick off there by the Hawks as they get back on. Whoa! I could have sworn we were on sides there, but apparently not. And we're down to 2:32 left. First half of the second period. As I failed to hit start again. Ryan Jones, I miss you, my man, on many levels and for many reasons, but especially on the camera. Puck thrown in deep by Spone, the far corner. 2:26 on the clock. Good force pressure on the near side by Carmichael. Thrown back towards the net by Taylor. Back at the point, Spone gets it loose. Thrown free for Briggs. Briggs swings wide. He's not going to get around Carter Ray as the Hawks regroup and float that down ice for an icing at 2:04. Shots have creeped up to 14-11, a little closer to level, but the key is a 1-0 lead for the Hawks on the board off the stick of Chase Ripley in the early minutes here of the second period. Auction Riders face off. Picked up nicely by Missick. He goes around the D. Now we got a potential 2-on-1 if Ripley can get there. Oh, and Missick just gets cleaned up as it's smart defensive plays. He played the body and just ignored the puck. And Ripley watched that puck go to the corner harmlessly. And now back come the Falcons. Briggs, big body swinging wide. Good stick there from Heersink to flex it up. And Hawks get it out to center ice. Missick watches Ripley swing through. He'll fight through a body, tap it to himself, get through the legs again, but not the third time. But we're going to get a call going on Graham. As Graham is going to the box for a hook. And here's your first special teams opportunity at 1:29 of the first half of the second. Power play with a 1-0 lead here. Let's see what the Hawks can do. We'll have Sexton taking the draw with B-Rob, Cardenas, Heersink, and Spone. Rocking around on the far side. Spone comes across, can't keep it in. It'll go all the way back for Heersink in his own end. Heersink surveys, waits, feels that one back. Turning and burning is Sexton. He'll go far side boards. Picked up by B-Rob and brought on. He'll wait, wants to reverse back and does. Now they're set up. Spone moves it up. B-Rob gets it back. He'll go point. Point for Heersink, goes off the stick. He's going to have to hustle out. He chips it towards the near boards. Opportunity for Chesterfield to slow things up now inside the final minute of the period. If I would ever start the clock, you guys would know that. 45 seconds left, minute 14 on the power play, which will carry into the second half of the second period, assuming there's no score. Hawks down low, off a stick. Robertson plays that back up to Spone. Back to the high point. Sexton off near side. Cross ice pass. Good look for Spone. Shot save made. That was a great cross ice pass from Heersink. And a nice save by Lappin. And it's floated all the way down. 21 seconds left in the period, regardless of what my clock says. Played off on the near side. That gets through everybody. And we'll have a whistle at 12.6. That's going to be a defensive zone faceoff on the icing for the Hawks. Good look for Spohn on the cross-ice pass from Hearsing. Mahalik wins that face-off back for Fabrizio. He fumbles it, though, but Wolkoff couldn't quite get it before it crossed out of the blue line. Puck comes all the way around the near side. Waddle on it as time expires on the period, and we will go to the ice mate. So halfway through the second, and we are looking at a 1-0 Hawks lead. But really strong play both ways. Really like the way the teams are playing. It's good, clean, hard-nosed hockey. And the Hawks are leading on the scoreboard 1-0. We'll go to the break. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, everybody, welcome back. Players coming back on the ice after the ice make. So we're going to get ready here to drop the puck on the second half of the second period. Hawks leading 1-0 on a Chase Ripley backhand, but that first half of the game was the tale of the netminders as Lappin and Bell were trading spectacular saves back and forth as Hawks come out of the break with that 1-goal lead. Very precious against teams like this. Shots 15-11. Hawks will have another 31 seconds of power play time on the hooking call that went against the Falcons, Carson Graham. So Graham will go back to the box. Hawks will start out 5-on-4, center ice face-off. Still going left to right for the second half of this second period. Face-off's going to be back in the Hawks zone. Remember, this isn't like they squeeze an ice make in during a whistle, so we don't start at center ice. We'll go back in, defensive zone face-off for the Hawks, where things ended up after the time expired. So Mahalik and Waddle face-off. Mahalik wins it back, swept aside by Heersink. He'll jump ahead. Heersink swings wide, backhands it in deep, tries to go through the D-man, comes off the near side and then chipped it off, but unable to get that free. It comes around the near boards. Heersink picks it up. Cross-ice pass, misses Sexton. He'll loop back to pick it up. Collin will work through the check. Times two. Wolkoff got a piece, slowed him up. Sexton reverses on Wolkoff. Now gives it loose, goes off a leg, chipped out to the near side boards. Missick can't find it. Mahalik comes across, forces Wolkoff to give it up. Quick transition as they're back on. Look at that! Wow, what a save by Bell again! At 7:47. And now a shot in close, puck loose. Hawks able to peel it aside. And wow. Blake Bell in mid-season form as he kicks the left pad out again on what looked like a golden opportunity for the Falcons as they created an odd man rush up ice there. Hawks could do nothing with the power play and looks like may have taken a penalty as Ripley is headed to the box for something behind the play. Coach Gore looks like he's going to get a cross-check as he went up on the man with the stick. So immediately after that pressure, right after the break of their own penalty kill, onto the power play goes the Falcons. Puck comes back up high, played off to the near side, Wolkoff. He'll walk in, wants to snap a shot. No, gets poked off by Ostad. Forced back, now he walks through. Another poke check made by Oxenrider. And Ostad comes across. Through the skates up to the point. Wolkoff trying to play across the middle, stick checked and cleared up and out by Carmichael. Down ice for Doman. Doman behind his own cage. Oxenrider forces him wide. He'll skate it all the way up himself, gain the zone. Will Paulman lets him go in behind, lets him go. Good poke check there by Ostad. He'll go round the board, up and out on a great clear by Andrew Ostad. Cardenas just puts on a little pressure, just killing a few more precious seconds off the penalty, along with Oxenrider, as that goes off to the far side. Cardenas ties the man up at center ice. Unable, not allowing Chesty to get into a setup here. Wolcott wants to skate the middle. Now he works near side. He comes on, goes cross ice, with hard through the stick. Good step out. Now an opportunity, misses Wolcott and comes up out of the zone as he was driving, cutting, and his man, little miscommunication. Wolcott now tries to drag and get around Ostad. Nice little move as he looked him off. Fresh bodies come on for the Hawks. Shot, stick to side by Bell. Mahalik chops at it, glove down by Pollen. Mahalik sweeps it back out to the near side boards. Now he's going to go. Mahalik's going to break. He gets a poke. He's going to try and swing. Shot, wide side, just chopped at by the stick of the defender, back checking for the Falcons. Now Mahalik gives it loose for B-Rob, but B-Rob was exiting that area, and instead Falcons get numbers coming back up. Shot low, looking for a deflection, goes around on the far side. Mahalik just chips it out of the zone as out of the box comes Ripley. Back on the ice, even strength. Hawks get a scoring chance on the PK. Mahalik bodies the man off the puck. Great play, and they freeze it up for Heersink, who snaps a shot well high and wide on the far side. Good keep, though, by Will Pollen as he stepped up. Near side Papillo, he gets bodied off by B-Rob, and it goes in deep corner. Hawks haven't forgotten how to play Central State-style hockey. That gets sticked inside by Bell on the shot from the point from right. Back down in the skates, trying to kick it loose. Pollen finally finds B-Rob through the middle, off the stick there of Ripley, as the Hawks will finish their line change. Good keep in on the nice play by Spohn. Then he reverses, throws it towards the net, but it goes off a skate and gets fed out to center ice by the Falcons, who will go for their change as Papillo heads to the bench. Heersink skating fast through, breaks down the D, comes across, shot, misses the corner. That's his patented shot when he comes to that near side. Just missed the angle. Now another opportunity. He's got to wait as his man clears, so he'll just flip that up and in. Heersink will throw it in on net, stick to side though easily by Lappin. Good step up on the forecheck, forces the turnover. Back through the middle, unable to find it. Graham is out high. He'll hand that one off for Briggs. Briggs offsides. Oh my. We'll just play it and let it go on, as we are now at 3:58 of the period. Shots are 16-14 on a nice flurry there from the Falcons. Stays 1-0 Hawks. Pollock's face-off kicked down, thrown back, chipped out to the far side boards. Ash Halder's there to play it, throws it in deep. Sexton on the forecheck. He goes in with Doman, good body off, and another play by Halder is nice. Sorry about the camera there. Free for Taylor. Taylor fires a shot low. Short side goes up high. Oh, Sexton wanted to rooftop that. He just couldn't quite get the puck elevated where he wanted it. Lappin right in position again. Just not a lot of room on that netminder. Puck down. Played off to the corner by Falcons and around the far side. Wolcott chops it loose. There's their breakout play. Taylor back to play the man in the deep corner. They go in together, meet up, thrown back loose, but picked off and swinging free and kicking it out to center ice. Hawks get it in deep off the stick of Halder as he'll go for his change. A little bit of room for the Falcons, but their D-man almost turns it over, then makes a nice play up the far boards and gains some space near side. Shot blocked off, picked up by Wolcott. Look out as he stick handles through, gets in behind the net. Now he wants to come back around for a wraparound, thrown out front. Smartly picked off by Ripley. Backhand shot down low, easily found by Bell and gloved at 2:47. You can see the skill of Wolcott. He's trying to create individually and then there pulled up behind the net, tried to come back out short side. When it wasn't there, he just fed it out across the crease, but nobody was home on the far side. So Hawks escape one there again. As Auction Riders face off, gets knocked off to behind the net. Shapovalov comes down to keep it in. Far side, Oxy chips that up and out of the reach there of Misick, so it gets thrown back in, and it's going to be an icing against the Falcons. 2:32 of the period. Hawks would love to get the next one here and expand that 1-goal lead. Auction Rider. Faceoff comes back in off the stick of Lappin in behind. Hawks need to pick up the pace here as the puck comes back up to center ice. Ewing goes cross, finds his man. Shot, pad, save made. Another shot, through traffic. No goal. Waved off. Immediately waved off as a man was in the crease. And that will stay 1-0. That was waved off emphatically by the ref as he saw the man in front of Bell in the blue paint, unable to even see past. Bell, of course, watched that puck whistle in the net. He's getting a gear check here. His helmet might also have been knocked loose, but he gets back up. He looks fine. Hawks will take a face-off outside the zone, but that's where you can see how quickly the Falcons team can strike. They get downhill and move. Puck's going to the net. Big save by Bell. And then luckily for them, a whistle and a waved off goal, or we'd have a 1-1 tie. Now that puck's back into the Falcons' end. Mahalik comes across, tries to tap that loose to himself. Stick lift walks in, short side across. Oh, he couldn't quite find it on B-Rob as he wanted a right-hander and he got a lefty. Mahalik, though, draws a penalty. So the Hawks are going to be on the power play again as the puck goes around far side. Lets that slide towards the net off a stick. And we'll get a whistle at 1:45. And a power play chance here for the Hawks as a roughing call is going to go against the Falcons. So it looks like number 21, Wright, is headed to the box for roughing. And the Hawks are going on the power play at 1:45 of the second period. Faceoff comes down, chipped up in the air, unable to find it, but kept in by Fabrizio. Mahalik picks up, throws it towards the net. Pad save made by the netminder. Cross looking on the backhand, unable to find it. Tapped out to the corner by Ripley. Carmichael continues to work. Ripley comes in support. Good defensive work, and Carmichael's going to go for a trip as Doman fought through that. That's just good hard work by Doman to fight through. And he draws the call. Tripping call is going to go against Carms. And we'll be at even 4-on-4 hockey here with 1:20 left in the period. So a little bit of extra room to work. Let's see if they can, whose advantage this plays to. Faceoff comes down, worked out by Mahalik and onto the stick of Misick. Misick's going to push hard on Doman, then pull up. Waits, hands off for Mahalik. Mahalik drag move on Doman. Inside short, oh, just fired high and wide. Piercing Unable to pull it. Spies with a good job getting that puck loose. He's going to walk in. Hersink comes around from behind, makes a really nice play. And takes the puck off a Spy's stick. Mahalik clears a little space for Hersink as he walks around. Good poke check, though, by the defensive Goman. Williamson's going to come up with Spies on his left. Spies brings it on. That looked off, but shot. Glove save made by Bell. 39 seconds left in the period. 4-on-4 hockey. Back across Missick. Missick pulls it loose. He'll come near side. Missick, skates it off his stick. Mahalik supports on the near side. He'll back off one on. He didn't see Wolkoff coming. He takes it away. Wolkoff tries to fire and throws it in behind. Oh my, as he fought through 3 Hawks there and created a chance. Mahalik instead will just hand that off. 10 seconds left. Hersink will eat the time here. If Wolkoff has something to say about it, he probably not. But finally, Hersink ties him up, and the clock, being our friend, makes a sloppy little ending to the period. Still maintaining a 1-goal lead. That was a one-man wrecking crew opportunity for Wolkoff there. Hawks escape and stay up 1 going to the 3rd period. Got a little loose with the puck there a couple times during that latter stages of the 2nd period. So things just to clean up, and remember, you're in a really tight 1-goal game. We'll have another 15 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then it'll be a 25-second power play for the Falcons. So Hawks get ready to break the bench here for the start of the 3rd period. It's been fun to watch so far, and man, has the net minding been impressive, as Blake Bell has been outstanding during these first 2 periods of hockey. You know he's loving every second of being back on the ice. As Carmichael heads back to the box, a few more seconds of penalty time. Also for Wright, I believe. Sexton, Oxenrider, Fabrizio, and Paulin, expecting Carmichael. We're expecting to go on the PK here. One back by the Falcons. Doman will work it out on the far side. Good forecheck pressure. Ooh. And then he had to hook down Oxenrider, who wanted to get loose on that poke check puck. Briggs comes around. He'll go through the middle. Far side, lost off the stick, kicked loose by the Hawks. They'll get it up and out, as they're now on the PK for another 15 seconds. Falcons not rushing here, as they're more than happy to go back to their 5-on-5 pressure. Now Wolkoff presses ahead. He tries to get around Paulin, does not. Will battles through 2, pucks loose in the skates. Puck comes free, picked up by Carms, who's out of the box 1-on-1 with Doman. Can't get through. Great D from Doman, just solid. Bodies met at the blue line as everybody was stagnant with the lateral movement of the puck. But still, they get it down low, trying to go out front. Shot, deflection goes wide. Back out front, looking to go short side. Oh, and what a great save by Bell in traffic, as the Falcons were driving the net. Hawks wanted nothing to do with it. 15:50 here in the period, and cooler heads prevail. Shots are 20-17 in favor of the Hawks. Oxenreiter kicks it off to the near side boards. Carter Ray trying to find it. Look out, man, left alone in front briefly, but Ewing doesn't find the puck. Now from the point, shot down, deflected, never got through. Thrown towards Bell again, backhanded across the crease, a nice spinning move by the Falcons. Carter Ray comes across. Ewing trying to cut back front. Instead it goes out the far side, tapped loose, and kicked out to center ice. Ripley comes up with it. Ripley brings it on. He's challenged on good back-checking work by the defender for the Falcons. Ripley comes up with it, slips one man, tripped down, loses it, comes back out to center ice. Step up by Ray, risky, as the two players jump for the Falcons. Falcons cut middle, shot, score! Wow! That was some kind of goal there. Might have been deflected, but that went top cheese in a hurry. And that was Tyler Watts. And he put that home to make it 1-1. Good transition there by the Falcons. And Watts cut back to the middle, gets himself in the shooting area. I think it hit a stick, but it went north quickly up under the bar. Nothing Bell could do there, as that was a rocket off the stick of Watts at 15:03 of the period. And now we got a 1-1 hockey game. Hawks need to get back to work. That obviously breathed life into the Falcons. Mahalik kicks it off on the far side, knocks it to himself, wins it in. Shapovalov bangs it up and out to center ice. Waiting and flipping it in deep. Hawks touch up and go. Down low is Robertson, challenging. Got to battle up, boys. There you go, Mahalik. Sexton putting pressure. Comes loose, out of the reach of Mahalik. Comes out of the zone. Fabrizio backhands it in. Glove down, and quick move off by the Falcons as they bring it on. Good body by Fabrizio. Mahalik sweeps through, gets that loose, finds the stick there of Sexton. Sexton works high, flips it down into the zone, goes around the D and comes in on the puck. Tries to spin out, but blows an edge. Tap pass back, lost by Robertson. Now it's back out in the far corner. Carmichael's come on for the Hawks. Loses his twig momentarily. And that gives some room for Chesterfield to get off to the near side boards, angled up and out. Fabrizio gives that one off. Robertson couldn't find it. Popped over his stick. Falcons floated back through the middle. Mason trying to go around Heersink. He just rides him off into the corner. Puck's taken away by the Hawks and then turned back over. Good play by Carmichael to get that loose. Cardenas. Cardenas now tries to give that one off to Carmichael. They were in too tight. Puck knocked free, but good jump by Paulin as he comes all the way ahead. Carmichael will knock that in for icing, and we'll get a whistle at 13:29 of the period now. A face-off back in the defensive zone for the Hawks. Alex face-offs down on the skates. He kicks it back to Ostad. Comes loose for Sexton. He'll break out with Halder. Ash holds up. Sexton tries a drag move at the line. That's going to get turned over. Now we're going to have odd numbers going the other way. Thrown back in behind. Briggs has it. He'll throw it off the side of the net. Knocked down by the Hawks and played ahead onto the stick of Paulin, who drives the middle. Paulin into the zone deep. Pulls up, waits, looking for help. Tries to hand one off there for Ripley, but he gets stick checked, and it comes out onto the stick of Briggs for the Falcons. Briggs will backhand that in. Down low, Mahalik reads it, comes around the near side, plays it off the boards here for Ripley. Ripley will just play it up high. It goes over the head, and Halder with a jump. Halder on Caber. He gets taken down in the ensuing battle. Ripley Watches that puck come loose for Briggs as Briggs comes up through the blue line, hands off. Quick look, shot. Oh, deflected and goes wide on the short side of Bell. That change of direction is always nerve-wracking. Puck loose, still controlled by Briggs. He throws it out front. Snap shot off the pad of Bell and out to the near corner. Wright comes down to keep it in. Here's the cycle pressure. In front, Briggs backhands one on. Ostad tries to push him off. Coming back across near side Wright. Wright all the way down the boards from the D spot. Thrown out front. No, what a glove save made by Bell as he reads it perfectly. But some consistent pressure there from the Falcons. And we're at 11:53. Shots are now 21-20. Chesterfield. Hawks need to get it going and find that next gear. Puck went off by the Hawks and brought up by B-Rob. Chasing in the zone, gets him on his hip. Couldn't quite pull the puck through. He'll come back out to the corner, plays it towards the point. Carter Ray, shot towards the net, but wide on the short side. Goes far side. Taylor can't get there. Comes up and out. Mahalik's back covering, and he'll play it off. Oh, nice pick off, though, by the Falcons. They almost went with odd numbers. Carter Ray, though, chops it loose, and they get it free and back up, but not out. Puck comes to the near side. Wolkoff tries to go down low. Can't find Waddle. It goes through the stick there of Mahalik and out to the corner. Sexton has it. He'll just chop it up and out. Wright will take it here at center ice. Back down deep corner. Cardenas is there. Nate comes around onto the near side. Handoff through. Carmichael plays it to himself off the glass. Just too far out of his reach. Oh, but kept on by Cardenas. Nice job as he pressures Wright. Wright wheels out of trouble. Carmichael steps up. Knocks the stick loose, but controlled by Wolkoff. Wolkoff tries to go far side, wants to get it back. Instead, they come near side Waddle. Jumped there by Carter Ray. Waddle with a chance. And Bell doesn't know where it is, but it goes loose to the far corner. Hawks dangerous with puck position. Finally float one up and out. That's going to go all the way down for icing and a whistle at 10:19. D jumping a few plays here, and you see how quickly the transition goes the other way if you get out of position at your own blue line. Gap management is going to be so important here as the D got a little off their spot a couple times and created some circumstances that led to the one goal, but also some chances here sniffed out by Bell. As that gets shot in high and wide, goes out to the far side boards. But Falcons staying on the offensive pressure here. Ewing, cross ice, gloved down nicely by Ripley, and he goes out to the far side, gives it off for Oxenrider. Oxy, toe drag, then goes back. Back-checking work there by Watts, takes him right off the puck. Quick transition here now as they try to stretch up ahead. Coming across is Fabrizio. He bodies the man up at the blue line, and now you got a scrum there. So the Hawks get it free. Nice little work by Oxenrider. He fights through. Quick shot, blocker down. Big rebound. Chopped that. Oh, just went over the bar. Off the stick of Oxy again. Working hard on the far side. It comes out of the zone. Falcons transition. Drag move by Watts. He tried to go behind the back. He gets bodied up by a couple. And unable to poke it free all the way, though, was Ripley. Now back off. Watts wants to go across. Now he wants to wrap. And good poke check made on the defensive end by Ripley as he floats that one up and out to center ice. 9:05 left. Winding just under 9 minutes. Hawks get some changes. Puck ends up back on the stick of Pollen. Good play by Missing to get that free for B-Rob. B-Rob shot towards the net. Six-side, it's loose. Poked at. B-Rob couldn't quite get there. Shapovalov goes far side. That's thrown through the middle off the stick of Will Pollen. He comes back. He gets bodied up. Good support from B-Rob. Goes to far side, but then turned over. Good job by the Hawks to sniff that one out and quickly transition. Mahalik takes it on. Wade walks middle, fires a shot. No, deflected, blocked down, and ends up in the glove of Lappin. We are now at 8:21 of the period. It's time flashing by here in a 1-1 hockey game. Shots are 23-23. Offensive zone faceoff for Carmichael. Puck down under the two players, pulled loose by the Falcons, and they transition. Hawks need to get back. Doman jumping up in the play, creating an offensive chance. He tries to throw it out front, goes through his man as there was open net there. Chopped out on the near side by Spone. Good work by Tyson. At least gets it up and out to center ice. Cardenas was breaking up. That puck comes down back in the zone. Immediately on the forecheck is Mason. Going down, but played by our D-man. Chopped down as Cardenas on the far side as Doman pinched. Hawks play it ahead. Gets past Spone. Carmichael trying to get across on Spies. Hawks do a good job coming across by Taylor as he's doing a good job up at the blue line. Now an opportunity here. Drag move back across. That could have been a hook, but they don't call it. Spone off to the corner. At the point, they go cross ice. Briggs comes across. He'll backhand that in deep. Thrown back up high. Briggs comes for it. Shot gloved up by Bell and held. At some point, I will remember to turn the clock on. 7:12 of the third period. One off for Papillo. He throws it towards the net, deflected, and goes wide. Good work by Pollen as he gets that through and up and out to center ice. Thrown back out cross ice. Ostad, good position on Briggs. He'll circle, but then loses the puck. Has to play it off for Pollen. Back up Missick. Missick just chops it up and out. Hawks need to get a better breakout. And right now, the challenge of breaking out on this Falcons team has been all they can handle. Ripley's shot blocked, taken away by the Falcons. Now Ripley challenge gets that loose, but Missick can't find it. Briggs sees it hop over his skate, and Will Pollen will go cross ice D to D, and then a dump in deep by Carter Ray. Puck up on the boards, gets floated out of the zone by the Falcons. They want to get on the forecheck as Ostad pulls up, finds a little room this side, but it goes off the stick of Pollen. Right out front, left alone. Oxenrider tried to get back, but that was dangerous as they left the man alone on the turnover. Ripley finally breaks out. You got 3-on-3 numbers. He floats one down low, misses Missick, but he's there to pick it up in the corner. Missick skating in space, backhands it off, gives it up Fabrizio. Cam tries to go through the middle and look out because here comes the puck the other way and bodies because we got a 3-on-2 developing. Shot free, and Hirsig makes a great play. And Hawks now have numbers the other way. Unable to find it though and control it. Oxy throws it back towards the front of the net, and Lappin covers it up at 5:37. But that 2-on-1 had potential. Unfortunately, couldn't get a good shot off. You can see Chesterfield really working hard. Right now, the Hawks need to elevate their skating as they're getting pushed hard by the Falcons and outraced to a lot of pucks. At this stage of the game, it's who wants it more. And right now, we'll see who blinks. Cross ice pass, good tap off there by Falcons, but quickly working is B-Rob and Mahalik, and they get it loose. Sexton pulls it into the zone, waits, backhanding, looking for Mahalik. Mahalik couldn't quite find it. Sexton comes on the D-man, knocked down, but comes out of the zone. Good step up by Fabrizio, gets a piece of it. And that gets thrown in behind. Fabrizio will work the near side, then reverses back off, finds Hirsig, skates out of trouble. Hirsig through the man. Good hustle on the back check. But then Heersing steals and brings it in himself. Right back at it. Heersing fires. Taken by Lappin and held at 4:43. Oxenrider, Ripley, and Missick come back. Oxy's face-off goes back behind. Reversed by Shapovalov. He tries to stretch, and you'll see that stretch pass for Watts. Watts challenging. Gets in, ties up the stick there of Ostad. And then loose, just misses the man. Quick shot, deflects off the outside of the net. Near side, Ripley, he's got room. Missick tries to stick handle through two. Good defense by the Falcons. Puck taken away. Oh, an Oxenrider, look out, that's trouble! Oh, saved in the pads of Bell! I can't believe it. That was a calamity averted by the left pad of Blake Bell. Oxenrider just pulling the puck at the blue line, runs into his D-man. The puck floats loose, and it's right down the middle, wide open for a Falcons player. And Bell makes another spectacular save. Puck knocked loose high and out of the zone. Won't be icing, especially because of the quick feet there of Evan Missick. But the D-man Doman, he has been so rock solid. Ripley flips it in. Now they touch up. And back on it, Oxenrider comes in, sweeps the man down. Puck banged loose, sent up and out. And there's that stretch on a good step up by Fabrizio. But see, there's the puck support. Williamson walking out front. What a save made by Bell ×2. Wow, Williamson with good hands there. Watts flips it up in the air looking for Williamson. Fabrizio comes across, still kept in, looking down low. Through the middle, Williamson cutting, goes off the noggin of Bell and up in the air behind. And now we have a hand pass, and that'll come out of the zone at 3:11. Hawks not looking as fresh as the Falcons right now. Boys came down from altitude, should be ready. Got to get their legs moving in game shape here, which is what they haven't had for a couple of weeks. Right now, the Falcons look sharp. They put a bunch of pressure on there. Face off down, one back by the Falcons. Right goes far side, flips that in deep, comes around Fabrizio. Fabrizio backhands that one off. Here's Sink on the far side. Pass comes off the stick, down ice. Not going to be icing. They wave that off. Loose as the Falcons really do a good job of getting men up ice. Oh, nice stick on right. Good defensive play by Cam. And now room going the other way, but that bounces over the stick of Cardenas. He's got to go down. Pokes it loose. Carmichael's got to hustle. Doesn't quite get there. Now he knocks it down. Carmichael and Cardenas behind battling. Goes out to the far side corner. Thrown up and out to center ice. That goes through Fabrizio. And luckily a blown edge. A lost blade. Take advantage of that. Oh, no, and he tries to go through him. But Hawks still get a chance. And they're going to be down a player. Hawks have a inadvertent, almost power play situation with the man with no stick. Or, sorry, no skate blade. Fired on net by Taylor. Picked up, taken away by Mahalik almost. But no, knocked loose instead. And the Falcons are going to break out. And they get their fresh player on the ice. But that was a tough one as he lost the skate blade. Back through the middle, Mahalik turns. 1-on-2, he wants to go with speed middle. Shot deflects up into the screen and out of play. Yeah, just blade came right out of the boot. And, of course, you cannot do a thing on the ice. You had to have a buddy come and drag him, and that really created an odd man situation that the Hawks did not take advantage of as they didn't get a good look on Lappin. Now we're at 1:45 left here, third period. Shots 26-26, and it's a 1-1 game. Taylor, cross ice, shot low, wide of the net, chop free, coming up is Pollen. He'll backhand it to himself down low, walk out front, short side shot, save made by Lappin. Mahalik, great job getting the stick on that. He knocks it free for Taylor. Taylor can walk all the way in, shot, loose, banged it. And we will have whistle. Great work there by the Hawks, keeping the puck in the zone. Falcons will get the last change here as they bring fresh bodies. Mahalik will take the extra breather here as we wait for puck drop. See which direction he wants to go. It gets won by the Falcons, and they'll go back near side, and then they try to rim it off the board. Stepping up to keep it in is Taylor, and that's a beautiful play. Taylor fires, it's loose. Sexton couldn't get a piece, and finally it's covered by Lappin. Wow. Another great play by Taylor at the blue line to keep that in. Is coach going to call his timeout? Probably not. .12 left, won by the Hawks, back up to the point. Whoa, shot on, deflected aside. That wasn't an earthquake. I just jostled the camera. And look out as they break up. Oh, great play by Fabrizio. Give it up. Mahalik waits, backhands it on. Now it's supported by Missick. He'll pick up the puck. Missick waits, looks across, finds Heersink. Heersink flips one in, blocked off. Mahalik trying to find it, can't. Sexton. And now it comes off on Wolkoff. Wolkoff just battling with Sexton, just fights through everybody. Fires one on, turned aside by Bell. 35 seconds left. Played up, chipped off the boards on the far side. Hawks want to get it clear, courtesy of Owen Heersink. Heersink will walk it on. He gets poke checked away. Good defensive play. Falcons D, just good sticks, good solid play. Fabrizio brings it out of the zone. He got a challenge on this near side. Don't want to get caught up with Wolkoff and then see numbers go the other way. And they get the goal. Look at that. As the turnover leads to the odd man rush. And the goal with 6.3 left. Always comes down. There can be a little mistake, and you pay the price. Great rush. That whole third period, the Falcons took advantage of their rushes. They got their odd man pushes. They could see, and they read plays well. And that one paid off as they got the odd man rush to the far side, posting in the only way you're going to beat Bell. And the Hawks are going to go down 2-1 in this first game with the Chesterfield Falcons. Ostad rides it back, and there you go. Good hockey, boys. Well, good news is for the Hawks, they get to get right back at it tonight at 7:20 against Affton. But a sour loss on a great return by Blake Bell. 2-1 goal with 6 seconds left. And the Hawks go down 2-1. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you guys back here tonight, or not back here, but back at the Affton rink. Great game from Lappin in net. Great game from Blake Bell in net. Pretty much two very even hockey teams right there. Falcons found the extra gear they needed, get that extra goal, and they take home a 2-1 win. We'll see you guys later. Shots ended up 28-27 Hawks and a 2-1 loss.